Welcome everyone. Today we will discuss about bleaching powder and baking soda. These two topics are very important. Although these topics they seem to be very short, but lot of questions can be framed on the basis of these two topics. Let us first start with bleaching powder. So bleaching powder is a common name. Its chemical name is calcium oxychloride and chemical formula is CaOCl2. As I have already asked you to prepare one table where you can write chemical name, common name and chemical formula of different chemical substances. So you have to mention about bleaching powder there as well, because sometimes what happens that you may get direct questions in MCQ type based on this. That means they may give you what is the chemical formula of bleaching powder, or what is the common name of a substance having chemical formula as CaOCl2. So like these you may get direct questions. So what you have to do, you have to write all these things together so that it will be easier for you to learn and revise. So as we just proceed with this chapter, you may find such chemical substances having common name, chemical name and chemical formula. So you just need to add in your table as we are proceeding with the chapter. Now the next important thing is preparation. So in the preparation of bleaching powder, this is also important. You may get questions like you may get questions which is based on the reactants, like when we have to prepare bleaching powder, then chlorine gas reacts with which chemical substance. So like this you may get the questions. So here you can see that in this case we have taken CaOH twice. Now this CaOH twice, I have below it I have written slaked lime. The reason is that CaOH twice, this calcium hydroxide, it is in its dry state, dry form, and when it is in dry form then it is said to be slaked lime. When we are mixing calcium hydroxide in water, then it becomes lime water, which we have already discussed. But when it is in its dry form, then we are saying it as slaked lime. So when slaked lime reacts with chlorine gas, then we are getting bleaching powder and water. Now the other thing is that here as you can see that one of the reactant in the preparation of bleaching powder is chlorine gas. So uh, you may just relate this with the chloralkali process, because if you remember that in chloralkali process we get chlorine gas as one of the product also. So the chlorine gas which is formed in chloralkali process, that can be used in the preparation of bleaching powder. As we have discussed some of the uses, it is given in the diagram which is mentioned in your book. So you may get some of the uses of chlorine gas, hydrogen gas and sodium hydroxide. So from there if you will see that chlorine gas which is formed in chloralkali process, that is used in the preparation of bleaching powder. Now the other important thing is that why we are getting a very strong smell of chlorine when bleaching powder it is exposed to air. Suppose if you are having a box in which you have stored bleaching powder, as soon as you will open the cap of the box, you will find that a very strong smell of chlorine. So what is the reason? The reason is that when bleaching powder it is exposed to air, then we know that carbon dioxide it is also one of the main component of air. So this bleaching powder it reacts with carbon dioxide and a chemical reaction takes place. So we are getting a product as calcium carbonate and chlorine gas, and this is the reason that when bleaching powder it is exposed to air, we are getting a very strong smell of chlorine. And if you will smell it, then you may find some sort of irritation, because the smell of chlorine is quite irritating and pungent. So this is about the bleaching powder. I have not given here the uses, but uses we have already discussed when we were discussing everything in detail from book. So uses if you want to write, then you can write it by yourself in your notes. And though I have not given here the uses of bleaching powder and other chemical substances, but uses are also very important. So you don't have to ignore it, you have to learn the uses of these different chemical substances. Now let us discuss about baking soda. For the baking soda, again here you can see that baking soda is a common name. Its chemical name is sodium hydrogen carbonate and chemical formula is NaHCO3. So if you have not mentioned about baking soda in your table, then you can write it, because it is also very important. Now some of the students, they get confused between baking soda and washing soda. See, baking soda and washing soda, the thing which you have to remember is, baking soda, it does not contain any water of crystallization, whereas washing soda, it contains water of crystallization. Now the next important thing is the preparation, and in this preparation you can see that a lot of reactants are used. So here the first and very important reactant is NaCl. So here NaCl, then water, carbon dioxide and ammonia. NH3 is ammonia. When you are just combining all these reactants, then a chemical reaction takes place and you are getting ammonium chloride. Ammonium chloride is a salt. Ammonium chloride and sodium hydrogen carbonate. So sodium hydrogen carbonate here is the baking soda. So this is about the preparation of baking soda. Now next thing is the reactions of baking soda. The reactions, I have only given the reactions. You may find some theory also based on these reactions, which is already given in your book. That means why it is used a lot of in the bakery industries and all. So it is because, as you can see here, the first reaction, it is about the baking powder. So what is baking powder? Baking powder is a mixture of baking soda and edible mild acid. So mild edible acid means you can take tartaric acid or you can take citric acid. Both can be used. So in the baking powder, we are simply mixing baking soda and tartaric acid or citric acid. Now tartaric acid and citric acid. So what will happen when they are combining? That means when they are reacting, then you get different products like sodium salt of acid. It is because here I have simply shown, or you may simply find H plus ion from any acid, because there is not any specific acid which we have to take. We can take any acid like tartaric acid, citric acid. The acid, it should be mild and it should be edible. So that is why here it is given as sodium salt of acid. Whatever acid we will take, accordingly we will get the first product, then H2O and then CO2. So because carbon dioxide is getting formed in this reaction, and when we are using baking powder uh, during baking and all, because of the formation of carbon dioxide, it becomes fluffy and you may find some minute holes there. The next one is the now the next reaction, it is showing that what happens when we are using baking soda and when we are increasing temperature, and that is why you can see that on the arrow, above the arrow, we have shown the sign of heating. So there also what happens when you are using baking soda and when you are heating, you are also getting almost the same product like it is also sodium carbonate, is also a sodium salt, and then H2O and then carbon dioxide. So here in the second reaction also, as you can see that carbon dioxide is getting formed, and because of the formation of carbon dioxide you may see some holes, and because of that it becomes so fluffy. If you are baking a cake, or if you are just preparing any bread like that, and if you are using this baking soda and heating it, because of the increase in temperature, carbon dioxide releases and we are getting the product, whatever we are food stuff we are making, it becomes so fluffy. So this is about the baking soda, and this is how the questions can be prepared on the basis of these two topics. The other thing which is very important is that you have to learn the uses. If you want to write, you can definitely write in your notebook. If you don't want, then you may leave it also, but the thing is that you have to learn it, because most of the questions you may find that they are not giving the name of the chemical substance directly like bleaching powder or baking soda. Instead they will give you one or two uses of these two substances, and they may ask questions like, for the baking soda they may give you that a substance which is used in the bakery industry, which is used for baking, for the cakes or for making breads and all, and because of the presence of it, it becomes so fluffy. So on the basis of that you have to understand that it is talking about baking soda. Same way for bleaching powder, that a chemical substance which is used for disinfecting water, which is used as a bleaching agent in the paper and textile industries like that. These things are already given in your book in the form of uses. So from there you will learn it. It is easier also for you to learn, and it will definitely help you in solving questions. Thank you.